Several years ago, I was on vacation with my now ex-girlfriend. We used to go to Universal Studios, Florida, religiously. Started off with a first trip, then a couple years later, a second trip that was coupled with a quick return on Halloween for horror nights the same year. After the third visit, it was safe to say we were hooked. I don't know if you've ever been in a relationship where you did vacate, but it's always a good point. Even when I look back, those trips still stand out as good memories. This particular year, we decided to go on a Halloween. They had specialized the theme that year modeled after Michael Myers from the movie Halloween. We had planned the trip early in March that year when they announced the lineup of haunted houses that would be there. I believe it was American Werewolf in Paris, Friday the 13th, Cabin in the Woods, and a couple other headliner haunted attractions that I can't recall at this moment. I'd been packing since the week before. We scheduled the dogs to board at the vet. We had everything set up pretty much. I only had to get the rental car in the morning. Now, not much happened on the drive down. We made it to Georgia in under an hour with our pass through the Tennessee Smoky Mountains. And then it was south on 75 all the way down to I-4, or as we like to call it, the Disney Freeway. We made it down, checked in the hotel, and made our way to the Walmart on Sand Lake Road to pick up some odds and ends. My girlfriend needed a bathing suit. I wanted to get some aqua socks and a pair of goggles for the wet and wild water park. Earlier this summer, we installed an ADT motion security system with cameras and window sensors. There have been a couple of break-ins in the neighborhood, and since ADT was running a sale, it was a no-brainer. Fast forward, back to the trip. Third day, we were coming home from City Walk. City Walk is like a boardwalk of nightclubs that play all kinds of different music and host restaurants with all kinds of different foods. We went to the Bob Marley restaurant and club that night. We ordered food and ginger beer and danced until about 3 in the morning. On the weekends, some of the clubs stayed open until 6 a.m. But we had had our fill of food and drink and fun, so we were calling it a night. Now, do you know how you get the urge to check your phone? Not that you're expecting somebody, just an intuition. I was glad I did, because I was startled by the several alerts from ADT Home Security. It alerted me to 3 breaches. A window, the back door, and then the motion camera in the living room. The last text message was a link. While I'm looking through my phone, my girlfriend simultaneously gets a call from the Nashville Metropolitan Police Department. As I click the video, the loading spinning circle line begins to rotate. I watch my girlfriend's eyes grow with fear by the second. It's almost like whatever she was hearing was loading her up with fear, just as my phone was loading up the video. And when I hit play, you'll never believe what I saw. The video starts with a grainy view of my living room. For the first minute or so, there's nothing. And then, from the back of the camera, you start to see movement in the shadows. couldn't quite make out what I was looking at, but I could tell something was moving about, and the way the camera's angles are kind of in the front corner of the house. It doesn't show the exact back door or the whole front door, but you kind of get a broad view of everything in between. It was a man wearing what seemed to be a shawl made of some kind of fur, with gloves that had claws. There was something about the way the intruder moved that was unsettling. It was as if he wasn't human at all, but rather a creature of the night, stalking its prey with deadly intent. He rummaged through the pantry and kitchen drawers, seemingly aimlessly. My girlfriend and I watched silently, awestruck in horror, as we watched this stranger molest our privacy. He disappeared upstairs and never returned back down through the living room where the camera was. It left me with an eerie feeling like somehow he might still be hiding in the house when we got back. When the cops finally showed up, they couldn't get in. Strangely, both doors were locked, front and back, even though they were alerted to the forced entry. Police searched thoroughly as we got to see all their body cam footage from the initial raid. When we got home, we checked the house thoroughly twice over, making sure nothing was missing, making sure nothing was moved. About a month later, I dropped my phone between the crack of the headboard and the mattress. And as I was reaching down, that's when I noticed it. Red markings. And when I moved the bed to the side, it revealed a pentagram. I'm assuming the intruder made the day he broke in. Safe to say, I never quite felt at home again in that house.